Hello. I'm going to try and make this video not as long as the others have been, but unfortunately I've just fed the pets, set myself up here, and now they're sitting all over my leaflets. Get off. You can join the video if you wish, but you're not to sit on my leaflets. So basically, as you know, I've been doing a few little videos regarding recovery. Sorry, let me just wedge that in a bit better here. And the different aspects of recovery. So there's different ways of going about it. There's lots of meetings now. There's lots of recovery groups. There's lots of ideas and things coming around, all based on the original basis, but obviously there's more science and there's more stuff like that now as well. So there's a lot more going on. So knowing that, what surprises me today is I've just been reading on a Facebook page on one of the groups that I'm on, and I am shockingly surprised that there are people that don't have access to some of the recovery options that are available. Should it shock me? Should it really, when I hadn't even heard of it 2 months ago? Probably not. What's the shocking thing is about it is it's been available since 1994. So what I am going to talk about, which I haven't talked about yet, I've talked about AA, I've done the meeting in your pocket, and little bits and bobs with AA, and there's the where to find and where you can go and get a meeting when you need face-to-face interaction with someone else in your situation. So there's AA, or if it's there's NA, CA, you know, there's all your groups regarding that. You go on and you go to where to find, and you can get in touch with people and get to a group where you've got face-to-face interaction, and actual person to talk to, rather than online meetings, which is after the pandemic, unfortunately, the way things have sort of like gone. Now, so what I want to talk about today and tonight specifically is TSM, which is the Sinclair method, which I did show you all the other day, the medication, which is the Sinclair method, is naltrexone. So I'll give you a little bit of the backstory of me going on naltrexone. So I've been to AA before. I did quite well, went over to America, attended meetings over there. I stayed sober for quite a while, and then I thought I knew better. I thought I could have the sneaky drink here and there, thought I had it all under control. I felt better, so I thought I was better. Unfortunately, once you have this alcohol usage disorder, AUD, I'm just to get it in the right order, AUD, you generally don't tend to have an off button, and quite often you can't control it on your own at all. You need the help of either the AA and the steps, or all these other programs that are now available. So TSM is short for the Sinclair method, which the naltrexone is part of that recovery program. So naltrexone has been a drug authorized medication for alcohol use disorder since 1994. Just let that sink in a minute. So 30 years this drug's been around. Not once in any time where I've taken an overdose, or I've got drunk, or I've got into situations, have I ever been offered naltrexone. Nor antabuse either. That's another drug that's out there. I think there's about 6 that's on the market that are all, drug recommended, blah, blah, blah. Why aren't we offered these? Why aren't we offered these as an answer? All the doctors say is, you've got an alcohol problem, go to AA. You're not offered any other solutions. Now, I'm not saying these are solutions on their own, because they're not. Definitely not. Just like AA is not a solution on its own. AA wouldn't work without the steps. You have to work. You have to put the work in. AA doesn't just work on its own. You've got to do the steps. So with these as well, there is the background work with it. But why isn't it offered? Why isn't it offered as an alternative? You know, people who can't attend meetings to AA before Zoom happened. I mean, there's not really an excuse now there's the Zoom meetings, but or has got anxiety about being in a group situation or whatever. Why aren't these other options even offered? This is what annoys me. So that annoyed me initially. Anyway, I've been fortunate enough to land. I say fortunate, unfortunate that I put myself in the position that I've got myself here, but fortunate that I am where I am, because I have now been offered this as an alternative. Sorry, that cats had just got off my bed. Get off. And what it's given me is a bit of an insight to research into all the other methods and options that are available. So anyway, after I got my last relapse, which was pretty bad, again, I wanted to die. I didn't do anything silly this time, but the feelings, the hurt, the pain, the thoughts, everything was there, and I got myself to this point now where I've now joined more groups, more recovery programs, more directed groups. I've now got some counselling that's starting next month. There's other stuff going on in the background as well, rather than just putting down the drink. Sorry. And to help deal with the cravings, they offered me the naltrexone. So, well, they offered me 3 different types of drug. I can't remember what the third one was. It's probably in my paperwork here, actually, somewhere amongst all this lot. I'm just going to have a quick look, because if I can read it out, somebody somewhere might know. Here we go. Hang on. So naltrexone, acamprosate, and disulfiram. Oh, that's the antabuse, and then acamprosate. So there was 3. Hang on, let's just have a see if I can just pop this on. It's not going to work, is it? 3 different ones that I got offered. Just trying to do that, so if anyone needs to, they can do a screenshot of what it is. And then after having a bit of a read and a bit of a research, I went for the naltrexone. But when I was offered the naltrexone, I wasn't told about TSM. This is what makes me giggle in a way, is because, so they've offered me a drug which was founded and authorised in 1994 to go with a programme called the Sinclair method. So I've been offered the naltrexone, but I wasn't told anything about the Sinclair method. So only by looking online and doing research have I actually realised that the Sinclair method even exists. So, what's prompted me to do the video tonight is it's frustrated me even more is I've joined obviously Sinclair groups online, and there are people in the UK who are saying they can't get hold of naltrexone. One lady tonight has just told me it's costing her £300, £260 for the GP consultation to get it, and then 40 quid or 60 quid. I can't remember, 240 or 260, whatever. Anyway, it's going to cost near on £300. Why are you paying all this money? We live in the UK. It's on prescription. Prescription's £9.80 now, is it? I think. I don't know. I pay a monthly, because I'm on so many drugs for asthma and stuff like that. I pay a monthly subscription anyway, so I don't pay I don't pay per prescription anyway. But even if you pay per prescription, you're looking at £10 maximum. Why is she paying £300 for 28 naltrexone? It's not even a month. Why? I don't get it. But what sort of like what ricocheted with me was when I had the last relapse 2 months ago, and I went to the hub, which is in the middle of Nottingham, and joined all of them. I saw the clinician there, and they're the ones that prescribed me the naltrexone without the TSM. And then when I wanted a refill of my script, my doctor basically said, no, you're not having it. And I was like, but that's what I'm on now. This is to help me with my alcohol usage disorder. I'm being prescribed this. And he went, no, they need to write a letter of a referral to us. So I actually need to double check this week and find out if that's happened. I think the letter went through last week. But why can't the GP? It's registered. It's a drug that is paracetamol. Why can the doctor not prescribe it? Because they're not educated. All the fact that this person's prescribed it to me and they've not even told me about TSM. Oh, so this poor lady, I'm going to hopefully have a voice message with her in a little while. I've just sent her a bunch of information through because she's obviously heard about the Sinclair method as an option and was asking about it. But everyone's going, oh, in the UK it's so expensive. What? Why is this not available? Why are there so many people struggling with alcohol usage disorder when this could be so simplified? This could be so easy. Oh, it's just so, it drives me mad. I mean, I'm still going through recovery. I'm not cured. I'm not better. I'm 5 weeks in again. You know, but it just drives me to frustration that these are not offered. It's not, alcohol's one of the biggest killers. As a legal drug is one of the biggest killers, and yet these sort of options are not available. Oh. Anyway, for those of you who don't know what the Sinclair method is, let me just get my notes. I've only got the basic notes because I haven't read the whole book yet, but what the Sinclair method basically works along the lines of is, it's, hang on, don't do it off my head, read it out. So the antabuse, which is one that makes you ill if you take any alcohol, but it doesn't stop the cravings. So it's basically going cold turkey, like you would if you went an AA and you just stopped drinking. The cold turkey, so the cravings are still there, the thoughts are still there, and with antabuse, if you drink on it, it can make you really sick. It can kill you, actually. When you are on antabuse, yes, you cannot drink, you have that fear of being really ill or dying, but when the cravings get so bad, if you do drink, it will make you ill. And I'm not being funny, but as a drinker, you drink till you're ill anyway. So why would that stop you when the cravings get that bad that you're crawling up the wall and your skin's itching and your mind is going crazy and you need a drink and you cannot concentrate on anything else and you want that drink? Why would being on antabuse stop you if and when you were drinking before and you knew you were going to be throwing up, or you've already got liver problems, or you've already got stomach ulcers, or whatever else you've already got, but you carry on drinking anyway? So antabuse kind of isn't the be all and end all, even though it's quite a kick up the arse kind of drug. So the naltrexone is actually an opiate blocker. So what that does is so you've got little neurons in your head, and like the key and lock syndrome with a lot of drugs, that, you know, things lock together. So I can't use my other hand because I'm holding the selfie stick because it won't stay up. So they lock together. So this one will click into that, and then it stops anything else locking on. So when you take the naltrexone, all your little receptors have got these little bolts on them, and it stops anything else attaching. So then when you then take a drink, the lovely little floaters that come along with the alcohol then can't attach to these receptors. So you don't get that reinforcement of, oh, that feels good, I need another drink. So you still get drunk, obviously, because you're still taking in alcohol. You still, I think, get that intoxicated feeling. It doesn't taste that, because when I first started taking it, I did drink on it, and it didn't. The alcohol didn't taste very nice, and I didn't. I mean, I actually poured half a glass down the sink, which is never heard of. So personal aspect. What are you doing, you nut job? Get off. Ouch. So as a personal aspect, sorry, cat's like attacking my feet under the duvet here. It doesn't taste nice. You don't get quite the same effect. You don't get that buzz. You still get the feeling. But as we talk about in group, a lot of the feeling is opening the bottle, pouring that glass, sitting there and taking that first sip. It's the habit, the ritual of it, as opposed to the actual feeling. And then once the alcohol then kicks into your head, that's when the off button disappears, because all these receptors go, woohoo, we're feeling good. We need some more of that. We need some more. And that's when you then take the next drink and the next drink. And then even though you promised yourself, oh, tonight I'm only having 2 drinks, you then take the third and then there's no control. So with the TSM method, the Sinclair, the one rule that you must follow when you're on it is you must take that pill 1 hour prior to having a drink. So I got prescribed it as a daily medication. I have to take it every day. That's what it says on my packet, I think. Oh no, because it's got my date of birth and stuff on it. I don't want to read it out. Yeah, take 1 tablet each day, it says. I'm not showing you the label because you're not having me deets, mate. Not having me deets. Take 1 tablet each day. And that's how I was told to take it. So, which is what I was doing initially. And I still kind of am in a way. Because what I'm finding is my triggers and my habits happen in the afternoon. So when it gets to 2, 3 o'clock, when I then start thinking, oh God, am I going to think I'm going to have a drink? I take a tablet, because then I think then if I do want to have a drink, I'm able to, because I've already taken the naltrexone. If you don't take a drink, it don't matter. Don't matter. Better, even better. But it does mean then, and then when I'm trying to push it later and later, so it's also delaying. So again with normal recovery without naltrexone, of delaying, trying to think of other things to do as opposed to having the drink. So all this comes into one. It really does. It all binds together. It all binds together into what? So all the different methods. And this is what I'm finding really interesting is with the science of the medication, using that with the method that has been here for 100 years. It gives you that little bit of assurance, because when you're going cold turkey, your mind, that's all you want to do. All you want is that drink. You just want to calm your mind, and it's tick, 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 tick. And until you take that drink, it won't shut up. It won't leave you alone. And I don't, unless you've had an obsessive disorder or a addiction, I don't think you realise how much it controls your head, where you try and get on with daily tasks. Oh yeah, but I need to nip to shop shuts at 10, so I've got 3 hours, so I can nip and go and grab some bottles of wine. Oh yeah, shit, it's 8 o'clock now. Oh God, right, yeah. So in between these clients, I can nip to the shop and I can and until you've got that on board, you can't focus. It's awful. It's crap. So what they say is if you can delay as long as possible. So if you normally drink at say 3 o'clock, take the tablet at 3 o'clock and then don't drink till 4. You're not getting the reward brain-wise and neurologically wise because you've taken the tablet. So you're not getting that reward, and therefore that need doesn't kick. And it doesn't. Honestly, I've done it a couple of times now, and I've made 2 glasses of wine last the whole evening, whereas normally a glass of wine lasts me 10 minutes. And I can do a bottle of wine easily in half an hour. And I've had 2 glasses of wine last me from 7 o'clock in the evening till midnight. So it does work. And what they also recommend with doing that is keeping a drinking diary, so that you record when you take your tablet. There is an app that's on there for it, which I do because you can journal on it as well. So even though I'm not doing the drinks at the minute, you can still journal on it. but it records, so you can put on your normal drink. So if you normally drink, say my glass of wine, I think it was 3.1 units. So every time I had that particular glass of wine, you log it, you log your tablet, then you log when you have a glass of wine, and then you log when you pour the next glass of wine. But it also shows you how much you're drinking, how often. But what's good about it is if you start off at, say, 80 units a week, you might not feel the pills working. You might think, oh, I don't actually feel any different. But then when you look back on the graph and you go, well, I was drinking 80 units. I drank 90 the next week because I was trying so hard. It drove me crazy because it overtook my head. But then I only drank 67 the next week. And it actually gives you a graph. It's brilliant. It's really good. And I think it's really useful for people who need visuals of what's going on. So the drinking diary is definitely recommended, and they say that TSM has a 98 that's bullshit, sorry, 78% success rate for those who are 100% compliant. So 100% compliance, it is taking the tablet an hour, at least an hour to 90 minutes before you take your first drink of alcohol, so you've not got that reward before the tablet has time to take effect. Keeping a drinks diary, so you're drinking mindfully. So it's not taking a tablet and then going out on a bender. You can't do that. You're taking your tablet. I'm going out for dinner with my parents at the weekend for a wedding, say. There's going to be alcohol, there's going to be champagne, there's going to be fizz, whatever it's called, Bucks fizz, is it? Blah, blah, blah. There's going to be booze. I don't want to feel left out. I don't want to have people ask me about my recovery. I'm new in. I don't want people asking me, so I want to drop my tablet before I go. So the reception's at 8 o'clock at night. You drop your tablet at 7. Get to the reception, right? Yeah, first one's at 8. Yeah, sneak on your phone, log your first drink, glass of champagne. That will last, because it will taste like crap, last quite a while. And then have a glass of water, have a glass of lemonade, lime and soda. Lime and soda does me. That's usually my lifesaver, lime and soda, or J2O, something like that, which is quite refreshing. I can't drink loads and loads of Coke and stuff like that. Doesn't do me. Never have, never will. And then if you then still feel you want another drink after that, but it's being mindful about it. So you drop your pill at 7, you have your glass of champagne, celebrate at 8. By 9 o'clock, oh, I actually fancy another glass of wine. So you have your glass of wine, you don't neck it, you sip it, it lasts you an hour. 10 o'clock, do you really want another drink? Do I, don't I? Might do, might not. Might have another drink, yeah, okay. You had 3 drinks that evening from 7 till 11, whereas normally I might have had 3 bottles of wine by then. So it's on about drinking mindfully. So it's being mindful about what you're drinking while you're reducing to what you want your drinking to be. So if you want to be abstinent, eventually that will happen. And what happens is, while you're drinking mindfully, what happens is you get to the point is, what is the point? So you drink your champagne at 8 o'clock, come 9 o'clock, I'll just have another J2O, I'll just have a soda, I'm all right. I don't actually want another drink. And that's what the naltrexone does. It takes away that need to have that next drink, that need to drink more, that you've got your off switch back. So it takes away that need for more. And then when you drink more, which without the naltrexone rewards your brain more because of the opioids, you get that feeling, you get that buzz, you get that reward. So it's more. How do we like it? How do we like it? More. And the naltrexone takes away, so it's more. Really? Can we be bothered? If I don't drink, I can drive home tonight. Don't have to pay for a cab. I won't be falling over. I won't be bashing my teeth on the floor. I won't be smacking my head. I won't be having an argument with somebody I don't want an argument with. I don't have to wake up guilty tomorrow. And it's that mindfulness. So Let's just read out a bit more that I've done me writing. It's all in my words. It's not. I've written it from the book, but so the reduction in craving and drinking becomes progressive. So benefits can be seen in as soon as 10 days. Oh, no, yeah, it is, because I'm more than that in now. But the effects are more than 3 times stronger after 3 to 4 months. So you'll see an effect definitely within 10 days. You do, because I need to find my graph and post it up for you guys, actually, and show you my graph. I'm only 5 weeks, so not even 2 months in. And then it's 3 times stronger after 3 to 4 months of following it 100% compliantly. By that time, your cravings for alcohol will diminish so much that you are no longer obsessed with alcohol. Some people choose to stop drinking completely, others continue to drink at safe, tolerable levels. The benefits continue increasing indefinitely, so as long as you take the tablet, if and when you drink. Trials have proved that naltrexone only worked when it was taken at the same time. Oh, that the alcohol was being drunk. Oh, yes. So whereas I was getting prescribed it once a day, what they're saying on this method, with this particular method, is there's no point taking it if you're not drinking, because you're blocking your natural endorphins as well. So especially with like being on SSRIs and stuff like that, you're better off if you know you're not drinking today. Don't take your tablet in the morning with all your other drugs, and then only if and when at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock you get the cravings and you think you're going to drink, then drop the tablet. Don't take it regularly without drinking. And then, so basically, the cure requires basic understanding of 3 concepts: alcohol deprivation effect. So abstinence leads to progressive increase in craving, eventually leading to a relapse and excessive drinking. Pharmacological extinction, which is what they say when you reach extinction, is when the pill works to the point where then you no longer want the drink or not. You don't even think about it anymore, basically. But you will still take that pill if you are going to drink. But it removes the addiction, and then strengthening a healthy alternative behaviors. So again, with the mindfulness, you're going to drink that J2O instead. You're going to drink that soda instead. You're going to go up and dance instead of sitting there necking your whiskey and coke. You're going to talk to people instead of drinking your gin and tonic. You're going to, rather than concentrating on the booze, you're going to concentrate on your environment and what's around you. So it restores the brain to a condition in which cravings and interest in alcohol are similar to the way they were before the alcoholism was learned. So it removes the neural changes that caused alcoholism over strengthened pathways of neurons that have developed in the brain, causing alcohol craving and excessive drinking. Addiction is a learned behaviour that has been reinforced so often and so powerfully that the addicted person is no longer able to control it. Alcohol drinking produces reinforcement and is learned through that reinforcement. Again, where it comes with the endorphins, that it makes your brain recognize that as a reward instead of a poison. So alcohol produces some reinforcement in the brain as morphine would, as an opiate, because it releases endorphins that to the brain. The opiate receptors in the brain would accept morphine and other opiates. Alcoholism is learned. These pathways are strengthened and so powerful they're able to dominate other behaviours for a lifetime. The term once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic is because it's the way your brain is triggered. Abstinence makes these pathways more sensitive and the craving stronger, so they need to reverse the changes caused by learning. The nervous system has a mechanism called extinction for weakening the learned behaviours. Extinction is the brain's eraser for removing these behaviours that no longer produce the reinforcement that you expect. So when taking the tablet, your brain's expecting that reward, which it's now not getting. So by then reinforcing that behaviour by taking the pill when you do have a drink, it's reinforcing in your brain that you're not getting that reward. So there's no point in drinking because you're not getting the reward that you're expecting. So extinction begins when that person does something that used to give reinforcement, but now for some reason that reinforcement is blocked. So in the case of naltrexone, it blocks the receptors for endorphins. So the person drinks, the endorphins are released, but they just bounce off the receptors that the naltrexone has now blocked. The nervous system then reacts by weakening the neurological connections that cause the craving and the drinking. So that's basically as far as I've got at the moment with the learned science of it. But as a person who has been taking it, definitely you don't feel the need. I mean, you know, normally if I had a glass of wine, the bottle would soon be gone, no problem whatsoever. For me to have a whole bottle of wine last me from 5 o'clock in the afternoon until midnight is unheard of for the last 30 years. It just don't happen. So it does help, and the fact that it helps the cravings means, like, where I'm going to all these groups, it means I can focus on my groups, it means I can focus on recovery, it means I can focus on my relapse prevention. I've got smart meetings, we'll go into that. There's hams, I'm on lots of different groups. And it just means that you can focus, you can start to look inwards, because your brain isn't constantly buzzing, craving the alcohol. It clears your head. So again, like with the steps, you've admitted it, you're here, you're doing what's required, but your head is now clear, that you can then concentrate on the next steps of recovery. So be it the steps or be it other methods, but your head is clear because you're not focused 1,000% on, I don't want to drink today, I don't want to drink today, I don't want to drink today, where am I getting my next drink, where am I getting my next drink, am I going to get it, no, I'm not getting it today. It takes all that chitter chatter away, and it means that you can then just focus on what you're doing today. You can actually get on with your day. And then, you know, where I've been going to groups, you can focus on the groups, you can focus on the meaning. We're learning about feelings, we learn how to deal with feelings, how to deal with triggers, how to deal with emotions, how to deal with difficult situations. And you're more subjective to learn all of this when your brain isn't full with chitter chatter, basically. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to see if I can get in touch with this lady and see if I can help her try and get on some naltrexone through either a recovery group or through a GP. And what we will talk about tomorrow is we've got these other groups. So there's SMART, there's HAMS. I think I'll do HAMS tomorrow, and then we'll do SMART. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how tomorrow goes. But we'll do another sort of like session tomorrow of a different program. All I want to do is not expose, because that sounds awful. Talk about all of them, because they're all useful in their own way, and some people may just need to pick bits out of each program of what resonates with them and use that to their best ability for their recovery, because everyone's journey is different. We're all on our own path, so we've all got a different journey. So what I want to do on my journey is share as much information as possible that I've got, just because I'm a bit dumbfounded that all that information is not out there, and I think it should be. And the fact that, like I say, alcohol is one of the biggest killers and it's a legal drug, and yet the recovery side of it isn't easily available. Just over the counter, you can buy a whole vat of whiskey over the counter, but you can't get naltrexone from your GP. Don't add up, does it? So I'll leave it at that for now. Please, wherever you are in your recovery, it's one day at a time. Get through today. Tomorrow, we'll deal with that when it comes. All right. So you take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all on the next video. All right. Bye.